I'm gonna die.
No, you're not. You're Australian. You're impossible to kill.
Hello there, Servum17 once again. This is my Battlefield 1 hard difficulty video walkthrough. This is the War Story 3, and this is the second sequence. It is Tutti, Accoppati, which is not how that's meant to be said, but I'm not Italian, unfortunately, guys. I'm sure you do some crazy, Tutti, Accoppati, or something like that, but I do not have that in my language, so I'm no good with it. Until I hear it, and then I can imitate it, but you know. This is a cool mission. I really like this mission. This mission has my favourite gun in the game, and it's the gun that I want for the multiplayer because it fit me perfectly. There you go. It fits me perfectly, sorry. And it's not this ridiculous handgun that I'm using. I'm using this so I can swap it out for something else, and I can save my sexy gun. But the gun that I'm going to be using is a double-barreled submachine gun, and it has a triple burst firing mechanism, it's got great accuracy, and it's got a really tiny clip. That only seems to be the drawbacks of it. And I have a compulsive reload habit, so tiny clips don't hinder me at all, because as long as I get the kill and I reload, I'm good. This gun takes a while to reload though, so that can definitely hurt. But when I put it on, you'll see what this gun is capable of. And every gun seems good in the campaign, except for maybe this pistol at this range. You might not have been able to see him over there, because it's quite foggy this level. Like the fog of war or what have you, but he's definitely over there. This is a trench gun. That's the gun that everybody's using in the multiplayer, because a lot of people are running assault, and a lot of people are just kind of running around getting up in your face with that gun, and it does really good from up close, not so good from range, but even at range, if you pepper it right, you can put people down really quick. And I got put down yesterday by a dude, and I really disagreed with it, because he was about 50 yards away from me. I had a rifle, he had that sub, and he put me down before I even managed to get a shot off, and I'm not a slow shot, guys. So it just felt like what's the point in there being rifles if a sub can do that at that range? It was one of those moments where you want it to work a certain way, and it didn't. And this is the gun, by the way. This gun is so good. Oh, I love it. So the strategy here is you have to defend, and if you want to play this safe, you want to sit near the building where the cover is and shoot from a distance, which is just a clever way of playing a game. I'm going to get a bit more aggressive because I want to be up in the faces. I want to use this gun, not necessarily this one with the ridiculous recoil. This one, look at it. Look at it. Beautiful. I like how the view kick in this game as well. When you get hit, your flinch is minimal. It means that you can actually win a gunfight if you get shot first, and I like that. I also think it just makes it feel more fun when you play. You still get hitched by it, but it's nowhere near as ridiculous as Call of Duty, where you get shot and you might as well just like pick your head up off the floor, because you're not getting your gun back to where it was. But in this game, you can be taking hits and still return fire, and I appreciate that. A lot of dudes here as well, so I'm going to use these sandbags as intelligently as I can, and keep on using this beastly gun. But being up where I am now is dangerous, so if you're not really good under pressure and you don't want to get rushed down or shot on multiple sides, just back up. The more distance you have, the safer you are in this game. But I was pretty comfortable that I could get it done, and I do quite like it when it gets hectic like this. And this is good practice for the multiplayer because it gets really hectic in the multiplayer. But everything's blowing up. Couple of guys on the left. They generally come from over there, on top of that little ridge. I'm going to push towards the tank over there. I don't know if it's a vehicle. We'll soon see. Bringing this back to the multiplayer, the only thing that really bugged me in the multiplayer, as far as performance, because I didn't have many of the frame drops that everybody was complaining about on GameFAQs and the likes, or forums, DICE forums and everything, it was the menu system. When you press start in a match, it seemed to take 30 seconds to bring the menu up, and then when it did, the menu was laggy, and I mean really laggy, and then it took ages to select anything. It got really frustrating. And you can simulate the experience, because I found that, you know, when you go into My Soldier on the main menu of the game, when you go through the options and everything, it takes a while to load things there, and you can stack a bunch of inputs while the game is not responding, and then it just goes brrr and does them afterwards. And it's just, I don't think that should be a thing in today's era of gaming. Like, That should be the thing we've nailed and never have issues with ever again. Unresponsive menus that don't do shit. Like, all I wanted to do was check my fucking score, because I wanted to see if our team was outnumbered, because it felt like every single time I was near a flag trying to cap it, they had 2 tanks, and there was nobody with me. So I was like, what is wrong with my team? What are they doing? You know, why does it always feel like we're outnumbered? And I couldn't even get the scoreboard up, it took so damn long. And normally, wasn't it just like hold back? But on that game, when you hold back, it does something else. It like throws a fucking shell case in, which is useless. But that was my only gripe. Literally my only gripe. I didn't have problems with performance. The map seemed pretty good. I played a rush game, which was really miserable, because they'd blown all the cover up, so there was no way to defend one of the areas. So you were literally just out in the open. And I'm a player who, I don't really care about my stats when I play, I just kind of want to win. But I don't want to throw my life away unless it has a good reason. So just running towards something so I could sit in the open for a bunch of people to sit back and snipe at me was not exactly my idea of a good time. And then half my team was on the mountain behind me sniping them. It's like, come on guys. There's more to the game than this. But that's generally what it devolves into a lot of the times. That and vehicle stuff, which... And I don't really go in the vehicles too much, because I want to learn the game first. The vehicles are generally easy to use, and they're very powerful, and they're a good way of being successful early on. But I try to put boots on the ground at first to try and understand what I'm doing. Coming in here is really cool as well. This is where the game, and this gun especially shines. Watch this. Watch what it can do, this gun. Look at that. Doesn't matter the range, doesn't matter who you're fighting, it's just legit. Such a cool gun as we move through this bunker, which is quite tense, great lighting. Not that many dudes now that we've cleared it out though. And we've got 2 guns. I'm using 2 guns I really like, which is nice. But I've checked all the classes and I've checked all the weapon spaces. I don't think this gun exists in the multiplayer. The game does have those crazy, like, loot crate things. At the end of a match, she has a random chance of being rewarded with one. And I think you can buy them with real money. You can buy them with some kind of component that you get from playing multiplayer. And you get a random thing. A new gun for a class, all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's in those cases. That would be nice. But coming up here, guys, you're going to see a weird edit. You see that? I died up here, and it put me somewhere I never even was, for some reason. Because there's 2 heavies in this area. The only difficult part of this game... Oh, I did die on this level. I said I didn't die. My bad. Well, technically I didn't die on the last level. I died on this one. There are 2 heavies with machine guns, and they kill you really fast. And I chucked 2 anti-tank grenades at one of them, and he lived through it. I don't know how he did it, because last time I tried that, he died. So maybe it's indicative of if he'd been damaged previously by the people or not. I'm not too sure, but here is the first guy. They do a very pronounced get my gun ready before I shoot. That's why they're balanced. But they do take off chunks of about 30 damage if they hit you. So I like to back up into this tunnel. They don't seem to ever come fully down here. But the problem is, we're in a disadvantage here because they have the height advantage. And whenever you're pushing a corner like this, where you don't have good cover, and everybody can see you from almost every direction, it's not a good spot. So my advice is to just take it slow. Be aggressive if you can be, but don't be too aggressive, because know that there is a second heavy who will come, and he will not go down in a couple of sprays, so you can't just put him down. There's me trying to do a wonderful miracle nade, but I don't think it's going to work. And reloading the guns, waiting for the next fight to take place. Another one of those throws I was hoping that would go higher up, then that went some serious distance. Not what I'm looking for. But, you know, it's good to experiment. Here comes the heavy gunner. He's the dude you want to chuck your grenades at. And then hope he's got a bunch of damage on his character so that it puts him down. There we go. And once the 2 heavies are dead, everyone else now is just random stragglers. So you can just, I don't know why I said stragglers, but, you know, stragglers. So you can just kind of pepper them down, get out of cover, get into a better position. I got shot to shit just then, so I'm going to back up, get a quick heal, and then proceed to take some heads if I can. Which... I do like this range in Battlefield if you've got the weapons for it. Normally I like the longer ranges because it suits the bolts and it suits the long distance weapons. But when you've got 2 guns like this kind of range is perfect distance. Really, really good. And I think once that dude starts talking, it means you've cleared it out. So the only thing left to do is run over to the blue door of the objective, and it's going to trigger the cutscene and show the rest of the story off. But that's not in a walkthrough because you don't need help watching TV. Thank you for watching. You take care now.